get hyped, guys, because game number 5 is getting underway and playoff pictures on the line right now. I love it when this much pressure is on both players.
Now, this isn't a good way to think about it, but it's very possible that Muzzy has a game to give. If he wins out from here, he could still possibly make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Powder needs to win everything.
I'm not thinking about that at all. The only thing I'm thinking about is how both of these guys have to win, have to get the W.
And that was a Haunted Creeper in his aggro Paladin deck. That's one I haven't seen very much of.
Yeah, in this matchup, we've seen it before. You know, the 1 health deck does not match up very well versus the Whirlwind deck.
Well, I mean, they have to draw those cards, and as of right now, Muzzy, he's going to have to rely on just this Fiery War Axe.
I'm not even sure if Fiery War Axe right here. I think I'm looking for that Despite.
Yeah, I don't think you use the coin just yet.
You know, you've seen his Talcy deck out on turn 1. It is a little bit threatening, but say your opponent plays Knife Juggler behind this, you're going to have almost regret using the Fiery War Axe on turn 1.
Yeah, the other thing is there's a lot of pressure on Muzzy right this second.
Yeah, there is. And so he doesn't want to misstep, and so he's going to play it safe. Fiery War Axe right off the bat. I think Purple's got to be pretty happy about this.
Yeah, Powder definitely has to be pretty happy about this. Now, I'm pretty sure, you know, the more I think about it, I kind of like him coining out the thing here because he doesn't need Emperor Thorson to win this match.
No, I agree with you. I'm looking at turn 3 Despite to win this match.
Well, there's a good turn 3.
It doesn't look like he wants to attack with the Fiery War Axe just yet.
And Powder has some pretty good cards against Fiery War Axe here. He's got a Muster for Battle. He's got a Haunted Creeper. You can't hold on to Knife Juggler here. Plus, you don't want to in this matchup when they have stuff like Shield Maiden and Armor Smith. You know, you don't want to be having, you know, Knife Juggler boards set up and then they just play that and you're like, well, oops.
This is one of the big problems I was talking about with not saving this Despite is now you're looking at 2 turns of swings with all of these minions. This is the damage that Powder needed to be able to close this game. If Muzzy had Coin and Despite right here, sure, he would have taken some extra damage, but
how does he in a much better spot?
Yes, and like now at this point, Powder can kind of sit back and let these do the work and follow up afterwards.
Yeah, love this play from Powder. I'm sorry, Muzzy here. Muzzy, by the way, we haven't talked about this. He's a very good Patron player. He got up to very high on the ladder last season with this deck and played it a lot.
Yeah, so we're going to see exactly what Powder does. I wouldn't be surprised to see True Silver Champion this turn.
Yeah.
Got to take care of this Frowling Berserker, and that's really the big point why Muzzy played this. He pulls 3 damage away from himself from the Lights Justice, then pulls 4 more away from a True Silver Champion. He's just trying to buy time right now.
Yeah, he knows that the minion's going to die, and he's just actually hoping that it does. Yep. Now, here's the thing. Do you get this? Yeah, I think you just have to get Despite going.
No question about it at all at this point, and Powder shaking his head. You know, that Frowling Berserker draw really is a big catalyst to this Despite follow-up being a bigger deal. Had he not drawn that Frowling Berserker, you're looking at a game that Powder could run away with, but instead had to play faster than he normally would want to, and suddenly he's finding himself a little bit behind.
Yeah, he's going to actually take care of the minion here.
Yeah, this is because he's got the Execute in his hand, not fearing this Haunted Creeper spawning tokens afterwards. The Despite triggers are still going to go in Muzzy's favor, and he knows that with the Execute, he can pick off whatever minion would be left behind from the Despite.
Powder's going to be able to push for a ton of damage here, but he's starting to run a little bit of resources. He needs to pick up a Divine Favor sometime here.
He's just going to play patient. He's going to sit back with this True Silver Champion as well. And this is Muzzy's turn to take full control of this game.
Yeah, he didn't want to get fully blown out by the Despite here. You can see Powder. This is not where he wanted to be. This deck is so good. The Grim Patron deck, I mean.
Yeah, well, especially in this matchup. I mean, this is like the last matchup you want to see, and suddenly you're looking at a board position.
When you're playing the aggro Paladin deck, you want all the other matchups.
This is look what he has to do to take care of this too.
Yeah, you want all the other matchups that are out there. This is the one you want to avoid, and it is the best deck out there. You're going to play against it. You're favored in almost every other matchup, but this one is really hard to win. I mean, you have to have them have a hand like he had this game, and then not have recovery as well. Like no early whirlwind effects, and you can just move in and hope, but they just always have it.
None of these plays look too appealing to me right now.
Yeah, he just has to clean up everything.
Does have him at 16, but Knife Juggler is not going to be enough to cut this one. Muzzy's got a great follow-up, can slam this one, and then even play Gnomish Inventor behind it.
Oh, he doesn't
has a shield slam at this point.
Yeah, he might hold on to his slam now.
You know, I don't know if he wants to. I think he's got to be mindful of his hand size at the same time.
Well, yeah, you know, just getting Gnomish Inventor into slam, it's just such an easy use of your mana here.
Yep. And those 2 draws, I think, have completely closed this one out. I don't know how Powder's going to... He needs Divine Favor right here.
Yeah, Arch Squire not going to be good enough here. You need that one really early. He's going to make a 1-1 here, and Muzzy's going to be able to take care of this whole board if he wants to. He might not even, you know, use the Whirlwind.
Yep, Iron Beak Owl is not the strongest card in this matchup. No, not really any taunts to push through. Muzzy's hand continues to just get stronger and stronger.
I mean,
Whirlwind picked this off Emperor Thor's on. How much better could it look?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't even that great of an Emperor Thor's on hand, but who cares? It's a 5/5.
Yeah, exactly. Just the fact that he's gotten to this point and he's not under a ton of pressure, the game is basically just ended.
By the way, I love this queue up from Muzzy.
Still needed Divine Favor. Divine Favor could have turned things around a little bit here, but just not enough. He does have a bunch of 1/1s on board, though, and the Whirlwind is gone.
The Whirlwind is gone. If he has something like Quartermaster in his deck, there is a chance that, he could get back into this game, but I think Muzzy's going to cut that out away from him.
I mean, you're still looking at Divine Favor being potentially a big talking point here, too.
Well, I think you're going to see him lead with Shield Block this turn. See if he can't just find the nuts here.
Yeah, no question about it. Falling Berserker's pretty darn close to that.
All right, so what happens here? He can Shield Block, attack a bunch of minions.
Wow, not going to invest his Warsong Commander in his Falling Berserker this turn.
He's going to Battle Rage. He's just looking to... Oh, there we go. I was going to say just to lock this up.
But now he's given Powder the opening to get a Divine Favor. Can Divine Favor get him back in this game?
Yeah, Divine Favor can get him back in this game, but he has to have it this turn exactly. Because, Muzzy's going to gain a bunch of armor this turn. He has a Shield Slam, he has a Warsong Commander, and he has a Frothing Berserker. This Divine Favor has to be hot, too, as well.
It's got to be right now.
It needs to be very good.
This is the last turn he has to draw it. An Arcane Golem, not going to be enough.
Yeah, here's your Wild Growth.
Yeah, well, Powder demoralized in this one and just going to run away. Doesn't even want to try to finish this one out. Muzzy taking a very decisive game number 5, and this is the problem with playing these kinds of aggro decks, is that Grim Patron is a large portion of the metagame. It is a very powerful deck. This is the one deck that you do not want to queue into because it has so many 1 damage AoE effects. That's the last thing you want to see. Happens to run into it in game number 5.